Hey guys, welcome to one of my first videos that I've done. I'm basically wanting to show some of the first steps an airport CEO is done. I've played this game since the day it's been out, which is I think 2 days now, and I was very confused on this game. If you look in the reviews, you'll see that the tutorial is, it's confusing. There's not enough directions on how to do things. So I figured I'd at least try to show how I've done it. I still have work to do on making a successful airport. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll just show you how basically to get your airport up and going. I may add future videos. I'm just trying to help other people out. I've been reading a lot of comments. People don't know what to do. It's confusing. They're giving up on it. So let's just see what we can do. You'll have this new airport, and if you click on here, all this does this, and that threw me off. Right now you can't go into any of your game settings unless you're actually in the game. Like if you want to mute the sound, you want to go to the graphics, anything has to be done in game. So let's go ahead and start a new airport. You're going to be able to pick out your person. Let's just make a male. Let's give him some black hair. Let's not do green eyes, let's do brown eyes. His nose, let's make it, let's do that. So we're going to just call this guy Joe Smith. We're just going to do that for now. And then you're going to have a map. You can basically pick out any airport that you wish. We can do Los Angeles. Let's just do Los Angeles. Let's make sure we're on here. Alright, confirm airport. Los Angeles. LAX. I believe that's the code name for the airport code name. You can pick out your airport symbol. You always, at least until you really are good at the game, you want to go in easy mode because you'll start out with more money. If you go over to moderate, you're going to start out with less money. So let's just go to easy mode and just do it this way for now. There is also a sandbox if you'd like to get into the sandbox and do your own, how you want to do things, kind of practice with it. So let's go ahead and start the game. You're going to see the letter from the mayor. If you'd like to read it, you can. Basically, welcome to building your airport in his city. Here's some tips and controls. I just want to close this out for now. Basically, you're going to start out down here by the road. To rotate, I always rotate. You'll hit the letter E. So I want to be able to look right at it. Here is, once you start laying pieces down, like your structures, you'll see a semi come and throw out boxes out on the ground, and basically you got to call in your construction workers, and this is where they'll land and they'll start to get to work, but I'll show you how that's done. You have your structures, your infrastructures, your items, your areas, your zoning areas, and your bulldozer in case if you mess up and want to delete something, so I'll show you that as well. So let's go ahead and do, let's start out with this structure. The top, you have your foundation, your floors, your walls, small doors, medium doors, large doors. You have your fence, vehicle depots, your ATC towers, which for some reason just shows small. Maybe in the future they'll add in larger ones. You have your weather station, which is a very small station. Once you put it down and you add in a bunch of buildings, you'll probably never see it again because it's so small. You can add light poles and trees. So let's go ahead and start out with our foundation. And I apologize, for some reason it's kind of blurry. I assume it's just because I'm recording. It shouldn't be this blurry when you actually play the game. So you want to go over here. You want to make sure it's above your drop-off points because you want to be able to put a sidewalk in here for people to get inside. So let's go ahead and start it up here a little bit. Alright, so we have this done, and now you're going to see a semi that's going to come in. It's going to drop off in boxes. See, there's a semi. You're going to see the semi come in, and it's just going to be tossing out a bunch of boxes. I like the game. It's a pretty neat game. It's really confusing. A lot of people I could see giving up on it just because they don't understand it. Down here's some manuals. You got to go step by step, but it's not very detailed how I would like it in a lot of games. And I've played a lot of simulator games, and this is probably the most difficult one so far. So there's sewing out your boxes, which is not going to do anything until you call your construction workers. So over here you have all your little tabs. You have your dashboard, your emails, contracts. Let's go to contracts. This here is your two different construction workers. You have your small, which is basically deployable of 71, shows their fee. We can just go ahead and sign this one. If you do the next one, look, there's 100, and also their wage is a little bit cheaper, but you got to consider you have 100, so you're basically paying out just the same as you are in the small one. So let's go ahead and sign the contract. And here I thought, okay, my construction workers are going to show up. No, they don't show up. So you got to go over to your dashboard. Go down to, let's see, it's not staff. Operations. Overview, job task, incidents, and constructions. So you want to call your contractors to come to your site. So you can either select however many you want, or if you just want to deploy them all, it'll automatically call them all. So we're going to wait for them to show up, and they're going to start building our building. And there they are. They come on a bus and they even get dropped off. Let's go ahead and anything that you add on, they will do. Once your contractors are here, they stay until you send them away. And eventually you will want to send them away because you'll notice that your wages are being paid out tremendously and your money is going down. So there's all your little workers, and they start building the foundation of the building. So let's go ahead and put a large door before they box themselves in the building. Once you click on your door, see how large the door is facing that way. If you want to turn that around, just hit R to rotate, which on a door it don't really matter, I don't think. I'll put another one there. Now see, now it's rotated that way. And as you can see, they're moving really quick. So let's go ahead to our next area. We want to build a sidewalk. I basically covered the whole entire front part of the airport of a sidewalk, and I'll add more sidewalks in as we add in bus stops and whatnot. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to build a road, and you have your different choices, asphalt or concrete, which those two are the same price, but once you get into your stands and your taxiways, there's a difference in price. Asphalt can be pretty expensive, but it's a lot nicer. Let's see. So we want to go ahead and start our road, and you'll see why I'm adding a road in just a few minutes. Let's just go. Yeah, that's about high enough for now. So we're going to add this road in, and you want to create a checkpoint. Checkpoint basically connects, it turns it into a service road for only airport vehicles only instead of main traffic. So we're going to add a checkpoint. We're going to have to rotate it. There on the left side of the checkpoint, you're going to see service road, and you're going to see main road in the red, so that way you know which goes where. So we're going to have to rotate it so the road is pointing here, which I'm going to have to add in another road to go down. Make sure you get the right kind so it looks good. Alright, so they're going to start building the road. See, they've already got their delivery and they're working on it. Your time moves very slowly, as you can see up here. It's Monday, almost noon. Year 1, your current season, I assume, is spring. That is not your power button. It's just basically the menu. I've clicked on it thinking, oh, there went the game, but no, it's just the menu. You have your options to quit the menu, but it'll give you options to save automatically. If you accidentally click this, it will give you the option, or you can just go up here and click save. You have your pause, your normal speed, double speed, and triple speed. So they're building that. So let's go ahead and go back down to infrastructures and create a service road. And you have grass, asphalt, concrete. Okay, so let's do this one. And you can't click there, so you gotta start up here. Okay, so we're just gonna leave this for now, and we're gonna go to our building. I at least just wanted to get this road out of the way. So we go back in our building, and what do we want to build? Let's build our area first. So you want a room for your staff. Of course, you're the CEO, you're the president of the airport, so you can give yourself your own office, or you can just put everybody all together in their own office. So you have to build your zone. It has to be a pretty large side, because your office will fill up very quickly if you don't make it big enough and put enough desks in there. People will come in there and they'll be standing around. They won't have nothing to do. And of course that disappears once you click out of there, but once you add in your wall and your floor, it will show back up. So you want to put a wall around it so it's private. Want to let's put in a medium door. Again, it doesn't matter how it's rotated on the door. So they're going to start working on the office. If you want to add in flooring, let's add in just a black floor, which I assume it's already, yeah, it's already that color. Okay. So let's do this color, and of course it's not letting me do anything. I don't know why. There we go. 8 by 10. So we're going to work on that. The only thing that can go in the office is plants or desk. I assume you can put in furniture, armchairs, sofas if you want your office workers to sit on the sofa and get paid while they're doing it. So we're going to put in a few desks. Let's see how we want to have this rotated. do it just like this. Make sure you spread it out so your workers don't get confused and lost. Alright, so they're building that. It doesn't take them very long to build anything. You can always speed it up if you want. They work a lot faster. There's more delivery. Alright, so let's slow it down. Alright, so our next item we're going to put in is we're going to put in some information desk. So that way people know where they need to go. Let's put one here and one there. We'll build that. The main reason I wanted to show you guys this video is because there's parts in here that I got confused because I didn't know how something worked. It wasn't working for me. My passengers were getting stuck. Employees didn't know where to go. So it's kind of tricky. You just got to make sure you do everything the way the game is set up to do, otherwise it won't work. It's a very detailed game. So let's do our next zoning. Let's do a secure zone, and if you read about it, it's basically a secure area. It's where you put your security, your check-in desk. So let's do that over here. And it will light up red. I think that's big enough. So here I want to put in, let's put it in a small security checkpoint. Now here you're going to have to rotate it. Make sure the green dot is sticking outside, because otherwise you can't do it. So let's do one here, one here. So we're going to build that. And while they're working on, well, yeah, while they're inside working, I see how all the construction workers are standing in the office. Click on the building and allowed staff types. Click on your contractor and they won't be able to go back in there once they leave. You can also close the room. You can set it to only certain people, like see if you want to give yourself your own office, you can just check mark just yourself and then only you'll be able to go in there. So let's, while they're working on the security, let's go ahead and go outside here. Looks like they made the checkpoint. And you can always add in a fence if you'd like. Let's see. We're going to make our runway. We're going to go ahead and put that down because it does take a while to build your runway. Okay, I mean it's a very large. Cost $100,000, and you got to watch your money because your money goes very quickly. You can always get a loan, but you have to pay your loan back very quickly. If you have no revenue coming in, you can be broke very fast, and then you're basically forced to just start over. And it's no fun when you've spent hours on this game. So let's go ahead and throw down our runway right back here. You want to put it far away, that way you have other room for your taxis, your small stands, your medium stands for small planes and big planes. So let's go ahead and put that down. And here comes the delivery for that. And while it's doing that, let's go ahead and work on our ATC building. Let's see. Or our AC tower. Let's put it right here. So we're going to build the tower right there, and we're also going to put I always put the weather station right next to it because I always know where it's at, and I know I have one out. Because you always want to know what the weather's like. You don't want to send planes up in the middle of a hurricane or anything. Even though we're in Los Angeles and there's no hurricanes on that side. So So all the workers are heading outside to the towers and to the runway. We're going to start building that. Let's go ahead and put some large doors on the back so that way they can get out. Alright, so they're building that. Let's go to our next item. I'll at least show you to where we start getting small planes, and then you pretty much get the idea how to at least get your airport going, start getting some revenue in, and then I can always make another video later on. Like I said, this is pretty much my first video that I'm putting out on YouTube, because from as much as I've tried to understand this game, it took a while. I figured other people would be in that same position. Well, why isn't this working? Well, hopefully this helps clear anything up. Of course, I'd appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe. I plan on adding more videos if this works out well. I'm pretty new to the broadcasting, but you got to start somewhere, right? Alright, so they're building the runway. They're all out here. It takes a little bit to do that. You can always speed it up if you'd like, but I just keep it how it is since I'm adding more buildings. So let's go ahead and put a bus stop in. Get that out of the way. Do not put your bus stop like that, because it will not work out. Make sure the arrows are facing into the road. And you can do more than one, which I'll just do 2 for now, and I'll put a door so people can get inside. Which that's not going to work on that because that'll go right in the office, so we'll just do one there. And we'll do one there too, and then we'll just fill it in with the sidewalk. Every time you add something, a truck comes and delivers the boxes. See how they're doing out here. Alrighty. See, it obviously takes them all. These guys are just standing out here, I guess, waiting for more boxes to show up. So while they're doing that, let's go ahead and add in some more. Let's go ahead and put in a small stand. I'll show you how to get your taxi set up at least, and get your airport opened, and you can see if some small planes come in. See how that works. And also your fuel trucks, which if you're not careful, it's confusing. Let's do asphalt on that. And mind you, this is very expensive, so if you just want to start out with grass, it's cheaper. You can always upgrade it later. And see, just like the runway, they're finished with the runway and it's grass. So let's go ahead and put out some small stands out here. These small stands do not have to be connected to your foundation, only your medium do. That way your terminal can get to and from the inside the airport, and your passengers can get in. So let's go ahead and put 3 of these out here. Now you'll see the red jets. That basically means you need to put a taxi in front of those. So we can do that. Taxi foundation. You want to make sure it's big enough for your planes, or if not, they'll be going in the grass. There we go. Make sure that you take it all the way down to the end of your runway on both sides, because you want to be able to come in from both sides instead of just one. Now this is where I thought, oh, I'm done, I don't have to do anything else. Planes will start coming in, but you have to create your paths. And then that lights up green. And this is the path that you want them to follow. And there we go. Follow this to the runway. And you want to make sure it's lined up. There we go. Lined up right with the runway. Go all the way down. and this does not cost any money to add that, so you can make however many you'd like. Now as you see, I just right clicked. You have to have a holding point or planes will not come in. So you got to make a holding point. Click it twice and then it'll turn it around. But you can make this a lot bigger, than it'll fill up the grass. Alright, so now I want to change from grass to asphalt. $60,000 to change it. Now that's a lot better. There's your runway lights. Let's see how the progress is coming down here. Alright, that's pretty much done. You have your security checkpoints set up. You have your desks set up for your offices on theirs. I assume me, because I'm the only one here. Towers set up. Weather stations set up. Those are some of the few main things you have to have to get going. You can check your emails. You get a lot of emails. You get a lot of spam. Okay. Every time you complete a step, it'll let you know how you're on step 2, you're on step 3. You get some spam. Let's see. There's nothing in here right now that's spam, but it's just like real life email. Let's close that out. So let's go ahead and open our stand. You have to open your stands for aircraft, small aircraft like Cessnas, to come in and land. Which for some reason your stand requires taxiway connection. And that's where you got to make sure your paths are aimed right down onto the red. And there you go, you can open your stands. Next thing you want to do, if you want to go ahead and at least start getting a little revenue in, you can go ahead and open up your airport for random planes to come in, which is general aircraft. Go ahead and check mark this, and you'll see if they start coming in. I always accept it. Nothing's coming in at the moment. You want to make sure you open your runway or nothing will come in. So I mean, each thing is detailed. You got to open it, close it, keep an eye on it. So they're building that. So there's probably not going to be any aircraft that land for a little bit until all that's done, but at least everything's open on that part. Let's go ahead and hire some staff, so that way we have some employees. I may not be doing this in the exact right order, but when it's all said and done, there'll be aircraft that do land, and you just get a feel for how this game is played. So let's go to applications. You have airport staff, security, janitor, service technician, ramp agent, and then you should have, if you go to the board, you can open up your applications for your main staff, HR director, and then you'll start getting applications for them too. So let's go ahead and hire just a few people just to get them in here. They'll travel in over here by car. So down here they have their, like this person I probably wouldn't hire, cannot handle stress, so she's going to get agitated very easily. So let's go ahead and reject her application. Security, $12 an hour. Handles stress pretty well. Logic, so she's not very smart. indicates how they would take accurate decisions, which if they're security, you want them to be able to make quick decisions on how to handle things. So let's reject her as well. And of course, I'm getting a bunch of applications. I probably wouldn't accept any of these people in real life. This person can handle stress, technical, computers, well, wrenches. You know, she'd be good for out on the airport staff. Alright, so let's go ahead and hire this guy. Sorry guys, I was trying to take a drink at the same time. Security. I think we already... I'll just go ahead and hire just some people just to get them in here for now. You guys can go through each person if you'd like. I want to get some staff in here as well. A CFO, a CIO, which their wages are very high up there. Like this guy is like, yeah, definitely you want to hire him. I don't see her. Yeah, it's about the same. She has a little bit more. She's a little bit more pleasant. So let's go ahead and hire her. Let's hire security. You have to make sure you have security in staff. Which here I think it's only one. Yeah, one staff, one. You gotta make sure you have them put in, or you cannot open up your ramps and your terminals for passengers to get on. So here they go right to their desk. If you zoom in on them, this person's tired already. Either that or they're bored. I think the red means they're really tired. Okay. See how they're doing out here. Nothing going on. So let's go ahead and build a service road up to this area. And why you want to do that is because you're going to have fuel trucks that want to go up there and fuel up these planes. Otherwise, they don't get fueled, you don't get much money. The more fuel you pay out or hand out, the more pay you get from these airplanes. They're still working on that, still taking a while. It takes a while to do that, so that's why I always do that first. Let's see. Service road. And let's go ahead and build it up to here. Make sure it's 2 lanes. And you gotta make sure you click. I don't know why it's doing that. Click once. Okay. And then you want to bring it back around. Let's go down a little bit. Alright, so then we're going to just be able to wrap around. And since we're going to be getting aircraft soon, let's go ahead and go to, I believe it's operations, nope, economy. Let's go here and basically this is where you unlock. You can unlock an anti-spam filter, trail scanner, travel document scanner, baggage handling service, which I have not done yet. By watching other people's reviews on that, it is pretty difficult to set up, so I just waited on that. I was still trying to learn the basics of the game. Here's your fuel service. The red is for basically small planes. The black is for jet fuel service, which is for your larger planes, your commercial aircraft. So let's go ahead and just unlock. We need a director to unlock this, so we need to hire a director. Let's see if I can find a director. There we go. It's basically down to those two for 3. Let's go ahead and just hire her. Get that position covered so we can get this going. Unlock that. You gotta wait 6 hours for the countdown before you can add in a fuel service. So by that time there could be small aircraft landing. Basically they just won't get any fuel and they'll just leave with what fuel they have, and they'll probably go to a different airport to fill up. Construction workers are still working out. Security guards are in the real station. So let's go ahead and add in a check-in desk. You gotta make sure this is in your secure zone. It's a secure area. Let's go ahead and build a bigger line. That's good enough on there. And once the game gets going, you're going to see that, oh, I didn't make this line big enough. I got people standing all over the place. And it will happen, and then we'll have to add more of a line. They still haven't done a check-in desk. Okay. Let's go to our next boarding desk. If you hear that sound, you go all the way out here. You can see the rain. There's rain. Should show it. Show it right here. Right now it's rain. Or I don't know. It's actually sleet. Next weather update will arrive in 2 hours. There is no. They're still working on it. There's no service for de-icer. It'll show you right here. De-icing handling system disabled. It's coming soon because this is in the alpha stage. So your runways will not get cleaned off. I haven't seen anything really bad happen with it right now, so maybe it will in the future with aircraft sliding off the runway or something. I don't know what they plan on adding. So let's see where we're at now. So no construction workers are in there now, and it's basically a janitor. You can put in your bathrooms, plants, trash cans. Put in a few trash cans. You'll see when you're looking at the game, you're going to think, oh, what's something wrong with the game? But it's not. You see these little marks in the ground, and that's basically from where people are tracking in, and the janitor basically has to sweep it or mop it. It took me a minute to figure that out. Still have no aircraft coming in. So we're going to check up here in the flight planner. Nothing's coming in. We're accepting. You'll want to turn this on once you get your fuel station put in. That way the Cessna's coming in will get filled up. You can add in your bathroom. You got to make sure you zone in your bathroom. Make sure you put your walls and your doors in, and then you can put your toiletries, your sinks, urinals. You can make a unisex bathroom, or you can make it however you'd like. It's your it's your game. It's however you want to do it. We're still working on the trash cans. Still no aircraft coming in. I'm surprised there hasn't been nothing coming in yet. The last game that I played around on, they can instantly start showing up. If you ever see this turn red, that means there's something that needs your attention like right away. If someone gets stuck, or if you didn't set up something right, it will show up as red, and you click on it right away, and it will tell you, hey, this person doesn't know where to go, it's lost. Alright, so how long do we have left for the fuel stations to come in? Because that's something else you want to have 3 hours, so if we want to go and speed it up a little bit. There's really not much I want to add yet until I get those placed, because you do make money off of it. Let's see. The board. We basically need an HR director, strategy, and COO. So let's go ahead and put them in here. COO. Oh wow, he's qualified. Let's find an HR director. Now see, she's asking for $80. She's asking for $63, and to me, I think $63 would be a little more qualified. Alright, so we have our whole main team. And I apologize, I have dogs that like to get into things, so I have to get their attention, so I apologize if I disappear for a second or two. Let's see here. What do we have here? Nothing. Everybody's standing out in the middle of the road because they have nothing to do. Right now, we could be saving money if I just got rid of them, sent them home for the day, called them when I needed them. And we should be getting closer to adding in 24 minutes. Alright, so that is done. Lock. And you gotta make sure you put these above or next to your service roads, or they will not work. So you gotta do a couple things. You gotta add in a vehicle depot. That's where your maintenance vehicles will park when they're not being used. So we're gonna build that. Fuel depot. Let's go ahead and add it just like that, 25,000 right out the window. And then you got to add this right next to it. Your fuel tank it will not work anywhere else except right next to your main tank. So we're going to have to build that. Still no aircraft. Oh, there we go. I messed up already. See how right here is your general aviation and your commercial? You have to click the tab over to allow general aviation. Otherwise, you will not get anything coming in your airport. I believe I forgot that last time. So, like I said, you got to check each thing to make sure it's open and ready to go, or the game will not move forward. This is a very detailed game. Oh, here we go. We got an aircraft on time, coming in pretty fast because the timing. Yeah, I think I got $400 for it landing here. It's not going to get fueled up because this is not ready to go. We have no fuel. We don't want to accept that yet. These are contracts for airliners. This will be contracts for your fuel, and then your contractors. So aircraft is landed and parked. Right here you'll see if it needs to be fueled. Right now it's not lit in green, probably because I have no fuel station ready to go. Oh, we already have another one. So I'm sorry. Okay. I have more than one monitor going. So this landed. They're not needing any fuel. They have 79%. Alright, that is ready to go. So next thing you want to do is get a contract of fuel. There it is, it's popped up. It shows you the price, the sign. Fuel truck should be on its way. There is the fuel truck headed to the fuel depot. Next thing we want to get is some trucks. You have to bring in your own trucks. There they are. Let's order 2 of them. 44 minutes and we'll have two fuel trucks. What is going on here? Okay, that's nothing. And I'm hoping I'm talking loud enough for everybody. It's my first time using this microphone. It's a Snowball, I believe, microphone, or Blue Snowball. It's pretty cool. Alright, so let's watch the fuel come in. Alright, so while they're doing that, let's see what else I can show you before I shut this off. I just basically wanted to, I mean, I know it's probably wasn't the best, but I wanted to basically show you this is very detailed. Don't forget to do that. Don't forget to do this. Read your manuals. It will show you give you some idea how to do things, but it's not. To me, it's pretty confusing. Let's see. I believe that noise is an email that comes in. Yeah, it's an email. We got a receipt. There is our fuel truck en route. For some reason, they come down here, turn, and then go up instead of just making a left turn. The next video will do, I'll add on to this airport some more. I'll add on some medium stands, kind of show how commercial aircraft are done. It did take me a while to learn how to do that because you got to make sure your zoning is set up the right way. You got to make sure your security is set up the right way. If not, you will not get any flights. Just like that. You will have a red box that will say stand connection, security connection. If it's in the red, that means something is done wrong and you have to fix it and get it to go green, and then your airport will be functional. Which everybody likes to sit in the office. You got a security guard standing in the office, construction workers standing, and that's how much you're paying out an hour. Your money does go down very quick. $2 million does go down. Now, I can show you real quick. You can get a loan. Usually doesn't take this long. Okay. Say if I get a $420,000 loan, your payment plan is 4 days. That's a very short time to pay that money back. Just like 150 grand takes 3 days to pay back. I try to stay away from the loans unless I'm getting to go bankrupt, and that's pretty much when I have to restart the game. I was hoping I can show you how the fuel trucks are done. Right here is where your vehicles will be stored. You'll have to upgrade them to store more. It does run out of room where you can just add on more depots. But this is basically, so far, just how to get started, how to get a little money coming in. I think you get out $25 for every few minutes. When they land and when they take off, I think it's $400. When they fuel up the planes, you get revenue. Other ways of getting revenue is having shops. People get hungry. You can have little stores, shelves, cafes, and that's probably why I probably would have built a bigger foundation. So if you plan on building a big airport, of course you can always add on, but it gives you an idea of how much room you have after you get all your offices and your bathrooms and your security, and you don't have much room left. And they're taking off. You can click on your planes, you can see where they're going. That one's going to Seattle. I think I said that wrong, Seattle. That's a far trip for a Cessna, but I'm sure they will have to stop and refuel somewhere, surely. That one only has 56% of fuel. They're not going to be able to get fuel now. They usually will get fuel as soon as they land and they park. Hopefully I can show you how the fuel trucks work, and then I will probably stop it for now and add another video later. Go from there. It's a pretty cool game. I've played a lot of games. Airport Tycoon. I think there's another one, Sim Airport Tycoon, I believe. I'm more of a simulator guy. I like to play like X-Plane 11. That's a very cool game. I wouldn't mind doing videos on that. The graphics are amazing on that game. And there's, oh, okay, here we go. We got one coming in. Now see, this plane will stop here just to make sure there's no air traffic coming in. If there's no air traffic coming in, it'll keep going. This person here needs fuel, so we'll see how the fuel truck comes. You can always add in more runways. You can go up and down, left, right. but always make sure you have your taxiway and your taxi paths hooked up to the runway and your service roads hooked up to your stands so that they can get fuel. See if a fuel truck comes out. And a fuel truck did not come out. Did I do something wrong? And I did. I didn't have this on. You have to have that on or the trucks will not come out. So again, it's very detailed. You got to do it all by the book. Let's try one more time. He has 8% left fuel. He's not going to really want any fuel. But basically, once they taxiway and then they park, a truck will come out and go up to them, fill them up. You'll get a little revenue out of it, and they'll sit for a little bit and then they'll take back off. You can add in a bunch. That's just a little bit of revenue for your Cessnas, or you can add in your commercials, airliners, and take contracts and fulfill those contracts and make a lot more money. So it'd be interesting to see how much more they add to this game, update it. There's still some bugs, it's still in the alpha stage. Alright, this person needs fuel. It's only 31%, so we'll give him a chance to park. Just landed. It's going to be windy tomorrow. I don't know how much the wind affects anything. And there comes the fuel truck, and you have to have that on. Jet A1 refueling is for your commercial aircraft, for your larger aircraft. I think these three do not work yet, but these three here do. That does as well your baggage handling, which I haven't got there yet. I probably will later today or tomorrow. And the plane is getting fueled. And made a little money off of it. It adds up. But don't get too carried away and start dropping this and that. It's very costly until you start getting bigger contracts for commercial airliners. Gets some of your money back. That's when I would change the runway and all these roads. I would just start off as grass. I was just basically just showing you how it does look. It does look better, especially if you're showing a video doing it this way. So I appreciate everybody watching the video. Would appreciate if you at least like and subscribe. I will put out another video maybe later this afternoon. Hopefully the more I do videos, the better I am at doing it. Thanks and have a great day.